So welcome back to another episode of Build and Drive, where today I'm going to show you guys how to troubleshoot your engine if it's starting up fine and then immediately dying after. So stay tuned.
No, God!
So if you guys remember in the last video, we went to Hockenheimring. We had a ton of fun.
And on the gas. Yeah, let's go. Pretty good, eh? Pretty nice.
I even clocked my fastest lap time I've ever done. And then I came off the track, turned off the car to let it cool. And when I started it back up, it did not want to run. So I was a little bit worried. The oil had gotten really hot.
But our oil was 130. That is crazy.
So I was worried maybe something had melted, something's broken, some sensor died. So I'm gonna walk you through my troubleshooting list and see what actually happened here. Okay, it's been a couple days since we were at Hockenheim. I've been driving around without the map sensor hooked up, and it's been okay so far. Definitely while you're revving up the engine between 2800 and 3200 when the Vanos kicks in, it's rough. But if you wanted to see if one of these wires melted, everything's running rough. So let's see if I just start the car. Yeah, it just dies. Okay, everybody, I went on eBay. I just literally bought one of the cheaper ones. I'm hoping that this works. It said it was for a 525 N52, so I just hope it's the right one. This was 40 something euros, 45 euros shipped. I could have bought a 85 euro one from Bosch, but man, I keep dumping money into this car and I don't want to do that. Might as well buy a new car. I've spent already 200 bucks this month fixing this car. That's what it looks like. Oh, there's no labeling on it, anything. It kind of looks like it's been glued together. You can see here there's some extra silicone there. It's cheap, definitely cheap, so I hope this one doesn't just die on us. Let's take this one out, put this one in, and see what happens. Let's check this plug. Is this a 5-pin? Yeah, it's a 5-pin plug. To remove this, all you need is T25 Torx. And for you guys, your map sensor may be somewhere else, but mine is right here on the intake. I'm going to take this off and we'll be back in a second. Yeah, there are some slight differences in quality. This one's really ghetto. You can tell the difference, but let's hope that it works. Definitely a difference in quality. This is why you don't buy cheap parts. This thing doesn't clip in all the way down, so I don't know if it's making contact with the pins or not, but I'm gonna try and wrestle with this and see if it will go on there. All right, let's see if we have the same issue. So if you remember last time, start it, immediately dies. Okay, so because the map sensor didn't help our issue, the only thing I can think of is there's a gaping hole somewhere here in our intake system after the map sensor. So we recently did the CCV. It's back there. I'm almost 100% certain one of the pipes has melted or has come loose, but there's some hole somewhere. So here's another issue. There's no suction here. When you open this up, the car should stumble. And it's not. So maybe all the sensors are working and we just have a massive air leak somewhere, which is not good. Something melted, something came loose. There's a hole somewhere. What I'm gonna do is take the cowl off and we're gonna smoke test the engine again. This will be the third time I'm doing this in a month. So yeah, let's just get started. So there's a little bit of oil residue here, which is not too uncommon, but it's possible our cap has gone bad, because I mean, it is old. So that's the first thing that I noticed, is that there's no more suction. So boom, there's definitely a vacuum leak. Could be from the vanos. The vanoses are kind of crusty there. Could be the cap, could be the CCV hoses, could be something in the intake, the DISA valves, could be anything. I got the cowl off. Let's take the intake out. This just comes out. Piece of grap. Intake's out. And let's smoke test this thing. Okay, so I've been smoke testing a little bit here, and I'm gonna try and sit you guys in here. Smoke is coming from right there. Let me try and see if I can show you. Where's that plug? There's a little thing that goes on there, and literally it's not on there anymore. I don't even see it. I have to dig around here, but yeah, there's a little thing that goes on the end of that. That's what's caused our problem. I guess I clipped it on and it's fallen off now. I clipped it on when we did the new CCV and it's fallen off, and it should be right here below it, but I need two hands for this, so let's fix this now. Okay, I was able to put my thumb up in between the intake and the throttle body here and push it back on. And then what I did was, there's this little hanger here that should be attached to the intake, and I realized I didn't have a bolt there, so this has been shaken loose, and probably on the track that's what popped this out, or I didn't have it tight enough in there. But now if you look, it's back on there as tight as I can get it, and I've zip tied this piece so that it doesn't pull on that piece anymore. Oh my goodness, I need some coffee. So this is still unplugged, this map sensor. Right now I'm gonna put the intake back on. Actually, I'm just gonna put the old map sensor back in because I want to get my money back on that one. I really don't want to be spending any more money on this car, because yeah, it's just a money pit. So I'm gonna put this one back in because I assume it's good, and return that one, and then let's start it, and then let's see if it's running. Okay, hose is reattached, intake is on, old map sensor is reconnected. Let's see now if this thing starts and holds idle. This is like, it should just start. I wonder if that's just adaptations. Let's try it again, just for good luck. Let's see if there's some suction on the cap. Nice. There's some suction on the cap now. And the idle changes when you open it. Our idle went up, idle went down. So that means the CCV system should be working. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out my other video tutorials on my channel. If any of these videos were helpful to you, consider dropping a like and sharing these videos on social media to help other BMW owners save money fixing their cars. See you guys in the next video.